Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michaela. So obviously I am meshing these two videos together because it's the very beginning of the month and I don't want to have a week in between these, and I didn't film it before I left on a camping trip this weekend, so here we are today. So I have my iPad set up here on my Goodreads so I don't miss any books, and let's just get started. I read so much on my Kindle, I hardly read a physical book it seems like, but I did start the month with Reckless. Now, I know this is a filler book. I think this book might be in a reading vlog. I did rate this 4 stars because if there was a bigger plot line to it, then it would have been a 5-star, but I feel like it never really went anywhere. There were also some things that just dropped off the face of the earth, like meeting up with people and then you never see them again, they're never talked about again, never seen or heard of again, and like where do they go? I don't know. It just seemed like there were holes in it and it could have had a bigger plot line to it, so that is why it's a 4-star. The tension and the banter she does really well and I really enjoyed that. That is why it is a 4-star. The second book I read was The Housemaid is Watching, and that's the third one in the little series. It was not my favorite because you know who she is because of the first one, and the second one was okay, and then this third one I didn't find myself very excited about it or very excited to pick it up all the time. Looking back on it, it was kind of predictable. I should have realized that it was that person that was doing these things, you know? It still follows the same girl from the first one and her life in this new town or neighborhood, whatever, and it wasn't as thrilling because you already know like who she is and what she's done, and some people have guessed who done it, you know, and I didn't, but I still don't love it. The Housemaid is Watching was a 3. The next one I read was also on my Kindle. Told you, I read a lot on my Kindle. It was The Friend Zone, and that is number 1 in Abby Jimenez's lineup. This one, let's see. I'm not really remembering what it's about. Hold on. Oh, okay. The story starts with the two of them driving and the guy's right behind her. So she brakes just out of the blue and he runs into her, so they pull off to the side and they realize there's no real damage. So she also tells him, I need something to clean up something that spilled. So he gives her his t-shirt, and then they both pull up into the fire station and she's wearing said t-shirt, and they just have such a weird, awkward encounter and exchange at this fire station, and then people are like, why are you guys being so weird? So they have to tell people eventually that they knew each other, and then she owns this little small business of her own selling dog accessories, like small dog accessories, like t-shirts, all of the sorts of things. So the person that was making these stairs, because the small dogs obviously they can't jump up on beds or anything like that, so the guy that was making those stairs quit, and so she asks, or I forget how he gets this job working for her, but he ends up making these stairs for her. And you know, it's a romance book, there's things that happen, and she has this long distance boyfriend in the military, and she told him like, if you ever re-enlist, like we're done. Like, nope, they're not engaged or anything, and she's just sitting around like waiting for him to come back home so that they can continue their future together. And this guy over here is building her stairs and doing all these little things that are making her fall in love with him, and oh my goodness, they just needed to communicate this whole time, but they're cute. So she has this condition where she can't have children. They've had conversations and he wants to have all these kids, so she was like, okay, I have to stop all of these feelings I have for him because he wants all these kids and I can't do that for him. So I can't lead him on or anything, I can't continue talking to him and all this stuff. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it, and I rated that a 4-star just because all the little cute things that he does for her, it's so cute. Oh my goodness, I loved that. The next book that I read was The Prison Healer. Why did I wait so long to read it? I don't know. But this is basically about Kiva. She's 17 and she is in the prison of Zalendov because her dad was seen in the village, like they're having like a market day, and her dad was seen with a rebel person or suspected rebel, and anyone associating with a rebel gets sent to this prison. Like, it's really bad to be associated in any way with the rebels. So they obviously come to arrest him, but the mom, the older sister, and the older brother all escape except for the dad, the younger brother, and her. So they all come to arrest them, and two of them go back to the prison. I don't know what all is a spoiler or not. Anyways, Kiva is working as the prison healer during this timeline. It jumps back a little bit sometimes when she is like going over memories, but oh my goodness, the twists were twisting in this one. It was so good. But at the same time, I was like, okay, how do these things even work? Because there's the elements of fire, water, wind, and earth that she has to go through, because I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit here. So the rebel queen gets captured and she goes into this camp, but kicker here, she's unconscious, has never woken up. Like, before what are they called, let's see, trial by ordeal. She didn't wake up at all before that would start. So Kiva volunteers for her. I volunteer as tribute to go do the trial by ordeal for her, and there's a lot of things that she has to go through and deal with. And being a healer, she could put like a salve and stuff like when she goes to do the trial by fire. And there's also little side characters that you just fall so in love with, like the little boy, Little Tip. He's so cute. I just fell in love with him. Okay, just had to put Louis in the kitchen because he kept bothering me. Anyways, Little Tip was so cute. There's other side characters in here that I really liked, and just a lot that goes on in here. And I'm currently reading the next one, The Gilded Cage, on my phone, like through the Hoopla app, so that tells you that I really liked it. But at the same time, during the middle of the book, I was like, okay, well, like when are things gonna, like, you know? So that little bit got me. But I think it's like a 4.5, but I had to put it in as a 4 on Goodreads. I have a lot of highlights in here. Okay, there's a lot of other little nuggets in here, but I don't want to give too much away because I know some people like to go into books blind, so I won't say too much about it because I don't want to reveal anything, but let's just say it's good. Next, I read another book on my Kindle. It was One Dark Window. That one was pretty confusing. I didn't really understand it because there's more than one card. So there's 12 cards that make the deck, but in those 12 cards, there's multiples of that card, if that makes sense. So there's the Nightmare card, and that makes up one of the 12, but there's 2 Nightmare cards, but you don't need every single card to collect the deck. That part was confusing because I thought you had to get every last card and put it all into the deck, but you just need one of each card. So that part was confusing a little bit. The magic system was pretty cool though, because there's this mist around everywhere, and if you don't have this charm, they call it, like horsehair braided around your knuckles or bracelet or anything. One guy had like a viper's head, so that was interesting. Some people have little teeth around their neck, like on a necklace. I don't really know what everybody had, but yeah, in order to basically survive and not get taken by the mist, you have to have the charm to protect you, because if you don't, then you get taken by the wood. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna try to describe it the best way as possible. So Elspeth got taken by the fever, and that fever causes you to be infected, and you can tell somebody's infected by the dark veins that they have, and then those people are dealt with. They had to be really careful, so she had to move to where her aunt and uncle live, and her stepmom and stepsisters, and then her dad lives somewhere else. She lives with her aunt and uncle and her cousins, and she kept it a secret from everybody. Like, everybody in her family knew that she had the fever, but they didn't know that she got like infected. And when you're infected, you have a piece of magic, and it shows up differently in everybody. They could do a bunch of different things. They could heal, they could look through the eyes of an animal, they could I don't know, be naturally strong. They could see visions. Just, you get a piece of magic. You get a magic element to you when you are infected. Elspeth's magical element is the nightmare in her head. And it's basically this guy just stuck in her head. And I think of it as like Venom. So the guy, you know, he can talk and function and everything, but Venom lives inside of him, you know, and then he can still see and hear and talk and interact, and he could take over sometimes. That's what happens with Elspeth. Like if she's in a sticky situation, she will ask the nightmare for help. She doesn't always remember everything that happens, but he gets her out of that situation. So yeah, she has to deal with the nightmare in her head, and she also is recruited to try to collect all of the cards in the deck, all the 12 cards, singular cards, just 12, not the whole cards, not every last card. So those cards are called Providence cards. They basically made up the magic of the world, or this area. So there's the Maiden card, there's the Nightmare card, the Golden Egg, the Well, the Twin Elders, the Scythe, the Mirror, the Black Horse. I forget what the other ones are, but I'm proud that I remembered that many. Anyways, each of those cards do a different thing, and if you have one of those cards, you can tap it 3 times, and then you have access to the magic of that card. Like the Scythe, you tap it 3 times, and then you can control people, and they have to obey it. And then in order to stop using it, you tap it again 3 times. And each card has a different element. There's the Mirror card, you tap that 3 times, and you go invisible. The Maiden, basically like perfect. Like if you have a tooth gap, if you have blemishes or anything, all that is perfected. But with each card there's a con. There's the pro of being able to use their magic, but the con is, like for the Maiden card, you go cold-hearted, like you don't feel anything. For the Mirror card, you eventually see the dead, or like the spirits of the world if you use it too long. The Scythe, you start to feel pain in your head, like bad headache, just little things like that. The magic system was built really well. It was just confusing at some points when things weren't explained the best. Just, it's a new world to try to understand, but it was done really well, and I really enjoyed it. I did give it 3 stars though, because it was confusing at a lot of points, and I was just really confused because you see some of the cards in the book and you're like, well, why aren't they getting that card? Because they're trying to get all the cards to put the deck together. Like, why didn't they get that card from that person? So that was a little confusing. So if you're going into it, they just need 1 of each card to put the deck together. So that was One Dark Window. 3.5 stars, I would say. And then I read The Long Way Home. I'm getting there, and now I need the next one, which I think that's a Daisy Hates book, if I'm right. The Long Way Home. The Great Undoing. Yeah, I think that's the yellow book, and I'm missing that one. No matter how much I say I'm annoyed, I ate this up. I was telling Scott so many times that I was so annoyed with these characters, but I ate it up nonetheless. Highlighted so much in here. Text messages, it's just so cute. Like, it was a nice break in between chapters sometimes. Like, there was a lot that would happen, and then you get a nice break with the text messages. I highlighted so much in here. I understand why people are obsessed with how's the weather parks and the bee emoji and all of that, and oh my goodness, the tattoo element, that was really cute. This is the 3rd book in the series, so I can't say anything. So, for how much I got annoyed at the characters, I ate it up and rated this a 4 stars. If that says anything, it says how much I liked it. So, if you are unsure about this series, just keep going. I mean, if you're like me, you'll eat it up so quick. 4 stars. And then I finished out the month with Two Twisted Crowns, which is the 2nd book in the One Dark Window duology. So this book, it follows like 2 different groups of people. So there's the group here and the group over here doing whatever they're doing. And I appreciated that point of view, but at the same time, I'm like, what's the point, really? I don't really care about that side. So like when that was happening, it was going slower. So that wasn't the best time I was having. Then it also seemed like it took forever for them to get where they were going to do this, the one thing that they were supposed to be doing in this book, which was getting the Twin Elders card. So that was really annoying to go through the whole book just to do one thing. Like, they're walking through the wood to get this card. And that was basically like the whole thing that they were doing. And they were gone the whole entire time until they got back. That was annoying, but we did finish it out with a 3 stars. I think my favorite book of this month was The Prison Healer. So that's why I'm reading the second book, The Gilded Cage, on my phone right now. But I should switch it over to my iPad because then I feel like I'll read it faster, because just being on my phone, I get so distracted by going on all the other apps that you go on. So this is the first portion of the video. Now we're gonna jump over to my bookshelves and pick out my TBR. Let's go over there. Getting so big, guys. All right, we're here. Made it. I do want to get the next book in the Magnolia Park series, so that will be in there. And I do want to get the second book in the Prison Healer series. Even though I'm reading it digitally, I want to have it physically. We are getting used to her brothers, or her brothers are getting used to her a little bit. They're not as playful though, so that's the difference. So I'm gonna just have this as the placeholder for the next Daisy Hates book. Just envision this is the yellow one, right? Okay, that's the yellow one. And then Gilded Cage is next. I've been really liking the fantasies. Like, I don't think I really want to do a romance right now. So I think Dance of Thieves would be a good option, and that would fit right in with the Prison Healer also. My one romance would be the Daisy Hates book, and then hopefully that one. So Daisy Hates, the last Magnolia Parks book, Dance of Thieves, The Gilded Cage. Let's see. I'm not like super excited about any of these books, to be honest. Maybe I need to read this one, put it on my TBR again. Maybe this could be a good option as well. How many do we have? Daisy Hates, Gilded Cage, Magnolia Parks, Dance of Thieves, Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm reading Gilded Cage right now, and I'm reading When the Moon Hatched. So that's 6. I feel like that could be a good number, but if I get into Once Upon a Broken Heart, I should go into The Ballad of Never After. Maybe I want to make it last. Maybe I'll try to do Immortal Longings again. That'll be a good fantasy-esque book as well. Okay, we're gonna try Immortal Longings again. I do also want to read some library books. Like, I want to go to the library and do like a whole bookish themed video where I go to the library, I go do my book journal, I bring it to Barnes and read. I guess that's the only thing left to do. We have Immortal Longings again, which they can jump from body to body, and they're competing in this game. We have Once Upon a Broken Heart, which if you haven't heard about it, I don't know where you've been, under a rock. We have Dance of Thieves, which will be another fantasy book, and after that would be A Vow of Thieves. So that's a little duology that I could do. And then we have the Daisy Hates book and this. And then we also have When the Moon Hatched, which I think I'm 14 or 15% through right now. I didn't get to read a whole lot while I was gone camping, and I did start a reading vlog, so some of these books will be in reading vlogs, so stay tuned for that near the end of the month. I want to start doing like reading vlogs every month, because then you guys would be able to see some of my thoughts about some of these books, and I thought that would be fun. Instead of just doing a wrap-up and quickly telling you, you would see real-time reactions of what I think about these books. Like, I think I did that with the first Daisy Hates book, yeah, and that was really fun, and I think I'm gonna do that. So hopefully we'll do that. We'll have TBR videos, we'll have wrap-up videos, not always in the same. This just happened to be one of the months that we are gonna do it all in the same one, so it's a little bit of a longer video, but that's just fine. And then I want to do, I don't really know what other type of video to do, honestly. What do you think I should do? Because we have TBR, something else that could be the second week, a reading vlog, and then a wrap-up. So I need to know what the second video of the month could be. Like, what are you guys wanting to see? Because this month it's a bookish video. We're gonna go to a library, we're gonna go maybe to a coffee shop and read, we're gonna go to a library, bookstores. That'll be really fun. Maybe read on the beach, we'll see. So stay tuned for that one. And should I start doing 2 videos a week? Because I would need to crack down and get going on some things. Let me know. But we have all of these. So it'll be When the Moon Hatched, The Gilded Cage. I really want to go in that book video, bookish video, to get the Daisy Hates book, and then maybe if I have started this already, I'll get The Vow Thieves. That could be a really exciting video. I'm really excited for this month because I don't know, I'm just getting more into fantasy, and maybe that's because fall is coming up and I hate saying that because I love my summer so much. I will cry when it's over. I just love summer so much and I want to be outside as much as possible. Let me know any recommendations that you guys have. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. She's playing with shadows. I'm so sorry. We did officially name her. If you're not already following my Instagram, her name is Freya, and I posted a bunch of cute little pictures of her. She was gonna climb curtains. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot. We're almost at 100. I know that seems like such a tiny number, but I appreciate every single one of you guys. And it's so fun to talk about all the book things with you guys. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see during the month, and I will catch you guys in another video.